This is our 10 at 10 with the beautiful Kate Cherrington. I'm Tuihana Oi here. And so, Kate, we've just got 5 quick fire partai that we want to ask you, and we are gaining insights into those within leadership who are making some beautiful impact and just what they're seeing and feeling. So some of these questions are going to be a little not so much leadership related. You know, they mightn't be traditional, but they're just, if you can talk from the heart, that would be like perfect. Kapai? Kapai.
Bring it on.
Okay. So he pātai tuatahi. Best thing in life at the moment. What's the best thing in life at the moment?
This moment, every moment is counting. Absolutely every moment is counting. Right now in my house, I have my sister over from Hawaii. Janice is here with her son with kupono. Bentham's busy helping out a mate for an interview. Watson's done our breakfast. What a moment. What a moment. And because every moment does count. Remember what Afi said? Afi Mai said, time is currency. So right now is to be celebrated. Kia ora.
Beautiful. Thank you, Katie. Always a lesson from Katie Cherrington. What are you looking forward to in 2025?
Balance and a little bit of harmony. I'd like voices from across the motu, from across our nation, to be in harmony, to actually not be harsh on the ear. So I'd like to see balance. Ko te aio, ko te rangi. I'm not talking about peace, I'm talking about balance and harmony and voices to kind of be in sync together.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you, Katie. He pātai tuatoru. What is making you feel, or what makes you feel connected to community?
Service. Service, just showing up. So last week, so Bentham and I, we're old, and we got an invitation to the local high school to spend time, a couple of hours with their senior students who are learning Te Reo Māori. And then we got to ask them, what do you value about learning Te Reo Māori? How does this connect with your community? And we came away filled up from the experience. We played games, we just sat around on the floor in their little marae that they have at the school, at the kura, and it's that, just service. It's simple. It's simple. This is going to take 5 minutes.
He pātai te whā.
Right.
Who or what is inspiring you right now?
I say it all the time, but it's our rangatahi, our mātātahi. They are navigating a world that is so complex and so overwhelming right now. So, it's who inspires, but it's a real right across the board who, lots of who. Our arts sector is flourishing right now, despite everything. Our community are learning to be, what's inspiring for me, especially, I guess, and I do have an answer to it, because I'm just coming out of a whole celebrating a book, Pātaka Kai, which talks about Māori food systems, right? But also I'm just watching community across the motu to say, actually, we can take care of ourselves. And so now resources are being shared, we're feeding into ourselves, because in the absence of any kind of support from a system, then we create our own. And that's been really, really inspiring. Really, really inspiring right now, is watching our communities just say, well, we'll just rely on ourselves, and watching those systems flourish.
And that's such a beautiful thing, eh? So beautiful.
Oh, that's totally inspiring. But also our young people, always.
Yeah. So cool. That's so cool. He pātai tuarima. What do you want people to know about? Whether it be a whakataukī, whether it be a book, whether it be a podcast, but what is it that you want people to really know about?
Oh, people hear me harp on about this all the time. But I think even right now, in an age of information overload, whether it be miss, dis, tika, information. The whakataukī that, well, there's two. One that we were raised with, which is more internalized, you know, for yourself looking, which is kia tau te whakaaro koina te matu o te kaha, which means just take the time to think something through, because that is your greatest source of power, of knowledge, of energy that will set you right. So if you don't take that time, you just kimiha, take some time to breathe, but take some time to think. And I remember when my papa shared, and Dad shared that whakataukī with me, saying, well, wouldn't karakia be, you know, shouldn't that be the greatest thing that we should be doing? People say you should pray, and that is the greatest source of power. You should. And then he just looked at me and goes, well, in order to pray, this needs to be right. Your thinking. It all starts with the thought. Everything starts with thought. It's just a thought. And I've seen that enacted through Te Wānanga Aotearoa with David Lewis. It's just a thought. So we can do things differently because it's all just a thought. So that particular whakataukī, and I think that's really helpful at the moment when we feel quite overwhelmed. Yeah. In this moment, we are overwhelmed, and always manaaki te tangata ahakoa kōwai, ahakoa mohia. And that's just because that's all I know is a home with that doors that are wide open and people, you know, marching through, having a kai, having a moe, and then moving on again. It's just like, yeah, awesome. And it's, I mean, those are just two simple little things to share. There's tons of podcasts, there's so much out there, but yes, being discerning, so take time to think before you launch in, and, you know, honestly, I should be holding up a mirror because doom scrolling is a real thing. All my recipes on Instagram. Well, Katie, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate your whakaaro and your kōrero. It's been beautiful, as it is always meeting with you, Katie.